This is Keith from moderndaydetox.com. This video is going to be about where to start if you're looking to get healthy, if you're looking to start living a healthier lifestyle, and maybe that's something that you've done before and kind of fallen off of a little bit and are looking to get back. Maybe it's something that you're just doing for the first time. Either way, I'm going to share 5 things that are often overlooked when it comes to getting and staying healthy. And these things are really critical in terms of laying a solid foundation in terms of, or when it comes to being healthy. And I think it's important to understand that health for us as human beings lays the foundation for everything that we do. So when we feel good, when we have lots of energy, when we can think clearly, it helps us to bring our best into everything else that we do, whether it's relationships, a job, a project, our dreams, whatever it is. The healthier that we are, the better we can do those things that we want to do. And this is so needed in the world today. The world is so in need of healthy people. There's so many things that are happening, so much going on that feels negative, and it's a result of, in a lot of ways, people not feeling good, people not being able to think clearly. When the body is bogged down and out of balance and toxic, that makes its way up. The body and the mind are very interconnected. They're really one thing, and that makes its way up and messes with our thoughts and our emotions. And we have a lot of people out there that are not operating at full capacity. So getting healthy is such a powerful thing that we can do to help to impact the world and help to change it, make it a better place. And I think that it's also worth seeing that by making a switch in the way that we live, by adapting a healthier lifestyle or adopting a healthier lifestyle, other changes like looking better, losing weight, gaining muscle, any of these other things that in the mainstream idea of health is really the center point, and it's okay to desire these things as well, but really that's the center point. Those things will come as a result. When we feel good, when we feel energized and we feel good based on what we're doing and what we're eating, that is a sign that we are healthy and we are moving toward higher levels of health. And that will always, or what will always follow that, is our body letting go of unnecessary weight, using or utilizing muscle, building muscle, all these things that are generally considered to be healthy practices. So with all that being said, again, I'm going to share with you 5 things. Number 1 is water, drinking enough high quality water. And both of those things matter. The enough part would start with half of our body weight in ounces of water per day as a minimum. So half of the body weight in ounces of water per day. The quality part is just as important though, because if we start drinking more water in an attempt to be healthier and flush out the body, water's so powerful in terms of flushing out stuff that we don't want in there. And everything that we do, all the functions in our body, rely very heavily on us being hydrated. So just being hydrated does so much for us to feel good, for us to look good, for our body to function properly. But when we're taking in more water and there's all kinds of toxins and chemicals and all kinds of things in the water in this day and age, even in bottled water, we're taking in all this junk that we don't want in our body. So we're almost polluting ourselves for the sake of trying to get rid of the pollution. So I highly recommend getting either a Berkey filter or a ProPure. Both of these will filter fluoride. The Berkey, you have to buy additional fluoride filters, but they're both, over the course of 6 months or a year, they're cheaper than buying bottled water. They're much better for the environment, and the water that we're actually taking in is good for us. And water is so important. It's such a big thing. Like, before going into supplements and getting into all this complicated health stuff, which is what a lot of people do, drink quality water, drink enough water. Number 2, which this segues into perfectly, is sleep. We overlook sleep so much, but sleep is, I think I've even said this in other videos, but I think about it all the time. If sleep came in a supplement form, in a pill form, everybody would be on the max dose, because it is the greatest healer that we have. It is the thing that when we sleep well enough, or we sleep enough consistently, we feel good in our lives. Anything that's happening in our lives, whether it's good or seemingly negative, when we're well rested, we enjoy the good more, and the seemingly negative's a lot easier to deal with. And vice versa, when we are not rested, things that should be fun and good we can't really enjoy, and anything that's requires or feels challenging is much harder to deal with. So sleeping is so important, and in terms of building a healthy body, sleep is what will get us there faster than anything else. That's such a big part of being healthy, and if we can build that habit, we will be able to build health in a way that we don't see very much in the modern world. We don't see very much in terms of the quick fixes. Sleep and clearing away the time, creating the time for sleep, is a habit that's well worth doing. Number 3 would be walking. And again, this seems really basic, but for a lot of people, they jump into or think that they need to start doing some crazy exercise regimen, and that's fine. If exercise fits in and that feels good, that's okay. But walking in itself is extremely powerful. We're built to walk. Humans are built to move around. In the past, we would do a lot of walking. But walking stimulates all kinds of processes in the body. It helps to distribute things that help with our immune system. It helps to break up toxins, things like that. It is incredibly important that we walk enough. Even if we are going to the gym, it's still important to walk. But just walking for 25 to 45 minutes a day, I have a dog, which I think she got on the camera in the beginning, but just walking your pet or going for a walk, if you want to put in a podcast or listen to music, fine. But walking is incredibly important, and it's incredibly health-giving. And so far, the things that we have are sleep, water, and walking. These are things that we can all do. We can all prioritize, and they will, without a doubt, enhance our health and help to change our lives. Number 4, and this is the diet part. This is where most people come to when it comes to health. And I'm not going to go super in-depth in this video, but for a starter, for somebody who is looking to start living healthier, what I think is the most impactful change to make is to actually cut out 4 things, and they would be pasteurized dairy. So definitely pasteurized dairy, cheese, milk, all that kind of stuff. Pasteurized is without a doubt no good. Raw dairy, in some cases, there may be some benefits depending on your body type, if you're allergic or not. There can be some good things to that, even though it's controversial. But definitely pasteurized dairy is no good. The second thing is table salt or processed salt. So all 4 things are white, you'll see. Pasteurized dairy, processed salt. Sea salt is very good. Sea salt's incredibly healthy. That's worth using. That's worth taking. But cutting out processed salt. The third thing is cutting out flour, processed flour, white flour. So bread, pastries, things like that. And then the 4th thing is processed sugar. So fruit and sugar that comes in whole foods, something like raw honey, those things can be good. But the processed sugar, these 4 things are what break down the body and block a state of health more than anything else. So just cutting those 4 things out will have a huge impact on the way we get to experience life from a healthy standpoint. And I'll put in here that the way that I define health, the way that I look at health, is having energy, feeling happy, and living with purpose at an increasing rate. And if you think about, for most people, it's the opposite. Most people are getting less and less happy by the day, feeling less and less energized, and living less with a sense of purpose. So health is about how we experience life, not just something about, living to be 100 or preventing disease, although that's, maybe a side benefit. The other thing in terms of incorporating food, or what we should be eating, is whole foods as much as possible. So shopping the perimeter of the grocery store, not eating things in boxes and packages. It's not always possible to do that 100%, but the more that we can do that, the more we can incorporate whole foods, and really as much as possible organic food is incredibly important, especially in this day and age. Whole organic food. Starting there with diet gives you a frame of reference to work off of, whether you need to be paleo or Eskimo or vegan or vegetarian or whatever. I think that really depends on, it varies from person to person, and a lot of it depends on where we are in our lives. But starting with cutting the things out that are breaking us down and getting back to what our bodies recognize is really the best place to start. The last thing, and believe it or not, this may be the most important thing in getting healthy, is meditation. And the reason that I say that is because a lot of what is important in getting healthy is the transformation that comes. So it's not just about forcing ourselves to eat healthy. It's not just about cutting out these foods because we'd love to eat them, but we know that they're not good, or struggling with that. It's about having this evolution where we grow into the person, we evolve into somebody who looks back and just no longer resonates with eating unhealthy food, living in unhealthy ways, having unhealthy habits. And so much of that evolution comes from our awareness, comes from an expanded awareness. But it also comes from our choices day to day. Looking, and at any time we have the choice: do we want to eat something healthy, some fruit or vegetables with some whole foods, or do we want to eat junk? And when it comes down to making those decisions, having the awareness, having the space to think things through is incredibly important, and that's what meditation does. Meditation gives us this expanded awareness, this deeper sense of thought, being able to see things from a deeper perspective or a different perspective. Meditation is also incredibly important and incredibly useful for lowering stress. And when we're stressed, we're not going to be able to make great decisions. We aren't, for sure, when we're stressed, we're not operating from a higher state of consciousness. Stress bogs us down, blocks us off. So the more that we can de-stress, not only does it free up how we can be consciously, how we can behave, how we can think, but stress is also very detrimental to the body. As soon as we're stressed, we're in fight or flight. We have the fight or flight, the rest, relax, repair, digest. We can't be in both. When we're stressed, we're in fight or flight. We're in the state of panic where we stop detoxing, the body stops detoxing. We're in this state where we're not going to relax. We're not going to feel like everything's okay, even if it is. So by meditating and getting into that state of, parasympathetic, that's the rest, relax, digest, heal, we allow our body to heal, to rebuild, to recuperate, to sleep more deeply. And as a result of that, we get healthy. We get to feel happy. We get to feel energy. We get to be and grow into the person who can live with purpose. And again, have the clear thinking and the energy to follow a purpose, to do the things that we're drawn to doing. So that's it. I again would encourage highly, if you're on this journey or you're starting a journey of health, to take it step by step, but to also believe that you can completely transform into somebody that no longer resonates or will no longer have any desire to do any of the unhealthy things that you may be moving away from now. And I can say that very personally. My mom said to me the other day how she, at one point in my life, was concerned that I may never eat a vegetable, that I may never eat healthy food. And now, I wouldn't even think about eating something that's not healthy. It's a change in how we perceive ourselves, a change in our consciousness. So believe that that's possible for yourself. And again, these things, water, walking, and sleep, all super basic. We can all do those things. We all have access. And even though they seem simple, they're really, really powerful, and done consistently, done over a span of time, built into a lifestyle, they will transform who you are. They will make you feel completely differently. And then the food part, cutting the things out, eating whole food, and meditating, doing these things together will lay the foundation for everything that you need to be healthy. And then from there, we can build. Then you can add in supplements, then you can toy around with other things. But this is the place to put the time and energy into up front, and that's what will allow you to build. So I hope that is helpful. I hope that it's interesting. I hope it's thought-provoking. I wish you luck on your health journey, and if you have any questions, for sure feel free to email or leave a comment with a question. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.